You have to show a look, have a look, or give a look. Faces, beautiful. No one ugly allowed. Are you ready? Here we go. Fashion is the art. Designers are the gods. Models play the part of angels in the dark. Which one of you would ever dare to go against? That beauty is a trade and everyone is paid. Fashionista. How do you look? Fashionista. How do you look? Tokyo. I think it's in Japan. Asia, Malaysia, Las Vegas to play. LA.
She's got it all. A symbol of excellence. She's got it all. She's got it all. All the elements. A symbol of excellence. Shining, she is so flawless. Incredible illusionist. Miss Gay America. Miss Gay America. The best of the best. She is beauty, she is grace. Perfect in every way. Miss Gay America. The best of the best. She is beauty, she is grace. Perfect in every way. Miss Gay America.
Hello, hello, hello. It is your girl, your anchor of excellence, Miss Morgan. The queen's so nice, they named her thrice, but I am here to dish. I'm here to give you all the intel of our guest today. But before we do that, and before we dive in, please hit that share button. The more people we bring in, the more people we fall in love with the America system as much as your girl and your anchor of excellence, Morgan does. But before we bring on our fabulous guest today, I want to give a shout out to a few people, as I usually like to do. So just recently, we had a fabulous, amazing, awesome pageant in Kansas City, Kansas City, Missouri. I'm screaming so hard because I'm just jet lagged, I guess. But we had our newly crowned Gay America Esquire 2026, Jared Lance, crowned, and it was absolutely fabulous. Hats off to Christopher Inez Onyx as well as Casey Sunshine for having a fabulous and amazing pageant and creating such an awesome space for all these Esquires. I love to call them brothers or my brothers because I got the in, your girl did. But I love them so much. They did an amazing job, each and every one of those 13 contestants. So make sure you tune in this coming Sunday, May 17th, because we will be showcasing a fabulous documentary on the Esquire pageant season of 2026. But moving on to the Miss Gay America pageant season, it is rolling right along. Tracy LaLouisiane is kicking butt and slaying, looking amazing in her outfits and just doing her job, if not times 1,000. So congratulations to her reigns thus far. I want to give a shout out to Penelope Booz for her step down in Missouri, and the new crown queen for Miss Gay Missouri America 2026, Heather Fellas, and her first alternate, Veronica Versace. And also, I want to give it up for Courtney Kelly for her step down in Miss Gay Michigan, and for our new crown queen for Miss Gay Michigan America 2026, Albion Arnell Davenport, and her first alternate, R.A.B. Cassadine. But without further ado, because we have things to do, let's bring on our girl who will be stepping down as well in about a few more days. But without further ado, your Miss Gay America Sin City America 2025 Miss America Praise. Hello, Angel. How are you?
I can't hear a word you're saying, honey.
That is okay. So can you log out? Or
log out, log in, log out and log back in. Sorry, I can't hear you.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So while we're waiting for Miss America Praise to log out and log back in, I'm just going to chit chat just a little bit more because I just wanted to tell you about our fabulous time that I had at Miss Gay America Esquire in Kansas City. I got to meet 13 amazing contestants, and it was just phenomenal. And you know what? She's still hanging around in this background. Let's see what she's up to. Here she comes. Ready? Here we go. Hey,
Hello,
Boo.
hello.
Hey, Boo.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, but I just lost you again.
You did.
I heard you say "Hey, boo," but you
Can you hear
left
me?
me.
I never would. Here, let's see. Let's see
I
how
don't
I
think
do this. I can't hear you now. I love you.
I
Let's see real quick, and that's okay. We're gonna get this figured out real quick. Can you hear me now? Because I can hear you. All right, viewers at home, this is how we do it live. Because your girl is going to message Miss America Praise, and we're gonna get her on live. Because that's what we have to, that's what we do. But while we're waiting for that, let's dish a little bit more. So I was at Kansas City, America for the Gay America Esquire. It was so much fun. I got to meet 13 amazing contestants, and they vied for the title of Gay America Esquire 2026. And I can't say one bad thing about each one of these contestants. They wore their heart on their sleeves. They competed and they all brought it. And I just have a newfound love for the Esquire division. So if you do not know, please tune in this Sunday because there's an amazing documentary coming out. And I just want you to be in the now of how the Esquire division functions and what they do and what they bring to the table. So shout out to Casey Sunshine, Chris Inez Onyx for an awesome pageant, as well as our new crowned Esquire, Jared Lance. So let's check in and see if our guest is ready to rock. Can you hear me?
I'm ready to. I can hear you now.
Yes. See, how are you, Bill? What?
Yeah.
So
I think we're back in.
we're in action. I love that. Thank you for bopping in and out. And that is okay because that is what happens on Let's Get Down to Excellence. We just continue to be excellence. So I love it. So, and also, I'm your East Coast girl. You're my West Coast girl. So there's a little bit of time between us. So
Absolutely.
let's dive right in and just get to know America Praise just a little bit more. How's that sound?
Sounds great. Let's
So
make it. Let's do it.
I'm ready. I have all my questions ready to rock. So where are you from originally?
I am originally from Pennsylvania, state that you love, suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, called Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
Okay. How many bridges are in Pittsburgh?
Oh gosh,
A lot.
The
I'm just
most.
kidding. There's like 200. There's a ton. I'm just kidding. There's a ton.
City is steel bridges. City is steel
That-
bridges. You
That is
know.
right. Shout out to Steel Bridges for their prelim that they have for America as well. So that's fierce. So when did you move? When did you move away from Pittsburgh?
I moved away from Pittsburgh a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah, 19 years ago.
so and you're a young spring chicken. So that was just like you were
Yeah.
young.
Of course. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I was
So
very.
Did you move for college or was it family moving or just kind of you just wanted to spread your wings in the world?
I was ready to spread my wings in the world.
And you went right to California?
I went right to Los Angeles. Yep,
That's fantastic. Now, did you go by yourself?
I did. I packed up my Ford Focus by myself and drove across the country.
I think that's
And
that's amazing. That is amazing because I can't even go to the movie theaters by myself. So, and I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, I think it's something to say about someone's character that you can just, I'm ready to make a change, and you made your change and you did it by yourself. So, hats off to you, babe. I think that's amazing. So
Thank
what
you.
was it? So what was it like I'm sorry, you said Los Angeles?
Yeah,
So what was it
correct.
like to
That's
move
where
to
I
Los Angeles? by yourself? What was that like?
Um, it was, yeah, definitely like a culture shock at first. Like I grew up in the mountains, like the Appalachian Mountains, essentially.
Mhm.
Like I grew up
Yeah.
close to Morgantown, West Virginia. Morgantown, West
Oh,
Virginia.
well, I drive it by every day on the turnpike.
Yes, I lived, so I grew up in like the Appalachian Mountains of Pennsylvania, and so there was definite culture shock when I came to Los Angeles, and um it was an adjustment period, and I
Yeah.
never gave up, and I continued to um yeah, go after my like dreams at that time, and
Yeah.
did what I could. I was a actor and still perform every now and then, and yeah, I mean, America is a whole performance in herself, but yeah, was worked really hard and just created a life for myself out here.
I love that. So, can we talk a little about your like the fun stuff in your childhood? Meaning, like, what were some things you were into as a child? Were you into sports, or were you into? I know you were. I'm assuming into the arts as well.
Sure, sure. um Yeah, as a young child, I was actually very much into like Barbies, and I would like do beauty pageants like as a young child with my Barbies. Growing up, like when I was very little. I was also a singer, and into dance and gymnastics. I did gymnastics. Yeah, it's interesting that you said like an athlete because growing up where I grew up, it was always, I was a cheerleader and a gymnast, and so that was considered like very, very taboo to see a presenting male
Mhm.
do cheer,
Sure.
and was kind of like always teased into thinking that I was a sissy or, whatever, any of those bully terms that people like to use. And like it took me until like my adult life to realize no, like I'm an athlete. Like I can do backflips, like I can, lift weights, I can like hold people above my head. And yeah, it was like really like reframing to see like no, like that's actually not a sissy sport. It is very, very impressive. And yeah, so again, all of that like dance and musical theater. I went to college for musical theater in Pittsburgh. So yeah, it was really, really cool.
I didn't know you were a cheerleader. That's kind of fun too. And I'll tell you, being a cheerleader is not an easy sport. I was never a cheerleader, but my partner was, and I hear you have to be perfect every single time and competing every single time. It's like you build up for the whole year for that one competition, and the stakes are always high, and you have to hit the marks. So not
Got
easy. So
fifth.
everyone's
I
there,
was nationally recognized cheerleader, got fifth in the nation, was very proud of that.
as you should be.
Something
I
I've
think
yet to America, but that's okay.
you're gonna get there. It's in your name. It's destiny.
This year, I know, it's in my name.
I love
Yeah.
it. So, was there any fun things that like you said you were an actor? So, where was there anything big that you did that was something that people might know or that I might know? If not, you can just say
No,
you're fabulous.
probably not. No, I mean, no, nothing like that. I mean, I was in a Doritos commercial many years ago, and I have that footage still, that beautiful bean footage, as Dexter likes to say. I got very lucky when I moved to LA. The very first job that I booked was actually for Nike. I did like a Nike ad for this like Windrunner campaign. I remember that. I was on a TV show that was on TNT as well for
Okay.
one season. I was like a glorified glorified like background actor. I mean, I technically wasn't a background actor because I was on the call sheet, but like I
Uh,
was, yeah.
what does call she mean? Is that like the what is that called at the end?
It's like the name of the people that are supposed to be on set that day.
Not you. Oh, okay. Like when the person comes in and says, "Okay," it's like a roll call. Like when you're in America, you have to raise your hand.
Yes, pretty much.
So, well, I love that. And so you're pounding the pavements, doing your thing to make your dreams come true in Los Angeles. So, what drove you to the performing as a drag queen and the female impersonation field?
Sure. That's a great question. America Praise was actually born a charity queen in 2012. Um, what drew me to doing it was a couple of things. I had been doing a lot of interpersonal work on myself, and I noticed the internalized homophobia I was experiencing with the drag community, as well as people with HIV and AIDS. And I knew it was something that I wanted to face. And so I found this nonprofit organization called WeHo Cheer, which was an organization that where drag queens dressed up as cheerleaders, and they went and did fundraising for the HIV and AIDS community and related services and organizations. And so I was like, well, I was a cheerleader, so I can do this. And so I entered it, and yeah, and then got involved with that, and America Praise was born, like, into that, into doing that. And so I'm no longer like with that organization, but however, yeah, it definitely shifted the trajectory of my life, for
Sure.
sure.
And I think that's a wonderful way to step into a different world of something, and having more of a platform and creating a platform within yourself using a different persona. So did you refer to yourself as America Praise when you were starting off as the charity cheerleader, we'll say?
I yeah, her name with that, yeah, America Praise was that name was born with all of
And
the
that,
cheerleaders. That's I kept the same name. Yeah, it was always America Praise. It was 2012. And so I always, because I get the question America Praise, like, where did you get that? A lot. That's my pretty standard question that I'll get. And it was politically, it looked like a very different time in this country. We had a
mhm,
a leader that was running a campaign on hope, and running a campaign like, that was really pushing the progress for the LGBTQ and underserved communities. And uh, it felt really hopeful and exciting
mhm.
to be considered an American at that time, to have the first, you know, radical Democratic Black president, and to see movement. And so I really liked the branding of America at that time, even though there's so much history that goes behind it that I'm fully aware of, like history of systemic issues, like we know. However, it was in that moment that I liked the branding of it. And the praise is a shout out to many different things. It's a shout out to my childhood. My dad was a Presbyterian minister, and I was like one of the active church campers, like, that I would attend. And so it was kind of like this campy, like, America Praise, like, thought of, people saying like, oh, well, I'll pray for you. And it's like, well, what the hell is that? Like, I just thought something funny about that. And I was in a spiritual place in my life when I was really facing some of my own internalized stuff and trying to
Yeah.
grow. I really like how it resonated. So that's that.
No, I think it's two very important pieces that make you you, or things that you were inspired by, and putting it together, and it
Yeah.
completely makes sense. And you can actually kind of channel it along throughout now forever, because it can apply to a lot
Yeah.
of different things too. That
Yeah.
pertaining to
It's
you,
it's
that is.
it's been yeah, thank you for highlighting that. Like, it's been very interesting to see how, as the political climate has changed within the country, how the meaning of the name has taken on something new, you know?
Yeah. So what kind of style is your drag? Like when you perform, what do you like to put out there? Do you like, meaning examples like Broadway or darker stuff or America Praise stuff? What is America Praise like to do?
Hmm. So what I love to do, I'll tip my toe into everything, little new things every now and for fun to try new things, because I think that that's healthy. The things that bring me most joy and that I feel most connected with as a drag artist and performer are really doing songs that are uplifting, like songs that are feel good songs that promote visibility, that promote, yeah, like people connection, like connecting with people and feeling just a story to be told that somebody can relate to. Yeah.
Sure. And I love that about you. You always wear your, from my impression of you. You always wear your heart on your sleeve, and you make it very amazingly approachable for people to come to you and draw to you, and in a non-threatening way, and all the right reasons. And thank you for that, because we need a lot more out there in this world. So thank you. And I know your intentions are always very true. And it's really cool to hear you like the inspiring, upbeat songs, because that's what makes the world go around. So thank you for
course.
that.
Yeah.
So I like to shift gears a little bit, because sometimes I like to be a little scattered and bop, because it's just who I am as a person. But so it sounds like you do tons. Like, I know you're like in between business meetings right now as we speak. So thank you for taking the time out of your day for my fabulous little podcast. But also, you're competing for pageants, and you're our social media guru. You're always out there doing something and staying in it now. Meaning, I always see you out there popping your stuff on the social media just to keep everybody aware of what's going on with America Praise. What do you
My
do?
new outfits.
A lot, tons. I see. We're gonna get to that too. But what do you do to balance that? Meaning, like, what do you do to keep yourself relaxed, or like your relaxed time? What do you like to do?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that having self-respecting boundaries is one of the biggest thing a person needs to hold in their life in order to create balance. And so I work really hard on my self-respecting boundaries, in terms of creating a schedule that is very overwhelming at times, but also having interpersonal relationships that are pulling me in different directions, and trying to create time and space for as many people as well as time and space for myself.
What do you do
So
for yourself? Like, what do you like to do for yourself that
mm,
is your thing?
sure, sure. As silly as it sounds, because it's still aligned with America Praise, I actually really love to. I'm doing it like right now. That's why I'm doing
Yes, I
this.
love a good show prop.
I love to rhinestone. I really like adding rhinestones to things is actually quite relaxing for me.
Everything.
Um, so if I ever have an excuse to just like, I'm just gonna sit around and rhinestone my shoes, like, or do something, I will do that.
Can I see the
So
front of the shoe? Is there chunky stones on there?
no, you can't see the front of your shoe because this is not to be revealed yet. So you saw,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah.
We're gonna petition
I
to
will
that
tell
in a minute.
it's not chunky. It's Coco Vica fabric on this shoe. Okay.
We love always give a shout out to our girl Coco Vega. We love you.
Love you.
Um,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's good. So you at least have some things that you like to do to keep yourself busy, as far as like
Yeah.
there's chaos that you
That
do all the and then you
exercising more. I wish I was like, and I'm not. I like to go to the movies. My husband and I really enjoy going to the movies together. That's if we can squeeze that in. We enjoy binge watching or watching some of our shows on TV at night together, down relaxing with a glass of red wine. Is I'm just something like that. I love going out to eat. It's one of my like favorite things. I love a good meal. Yeah, I like laughing. I think that's healthy too.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been, we'll say, with your husband, like from meeting to now, not just
Sure, sure.
married?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been almost 11 and a half years.
And how did you two meet?
We met at a piano party. Yeah, we met in person at a piano party, which is exactly what you might think it sounds like.
Where people come to the
Bunch of gay,
piano. Say that one more time, because it was good, and I cut you off and I couldn't hear you.
yeah, bunch of gay people standing around a piano singing.
My brother would be in dream world right there. That's so fierce. Um, I love that though. But so you do sing. So I there's so many questions. There's so many layers to questions that I want to ask you right now. But let's go back to you and your husband. So you met at a piano lounge party moment,
House
and
party.
I love that. Do you have any fur babies or any
Hmm.
pets?
Yeah. Yes, we have two cats that we have rescued. Yeah, two rescue cats. Boots and White Claw are their name.
I love. You can stone your boots and drink your White Claw, honey. Get it? I live. No, that's amazing, and it's awesome to see such a longevity in a relationship, and and just being younger too, because
Yeah,
it's you don't always see that. So I love that. So um, I hope I get to. If I haven't already, I hope I get to meet your husband because I'm sure
I'm
he's.
sure you have. I'm sure you met him. He's been at MGA the last two experiences and probably met him briefly. Yeah.
Well, I need to do a little bit better this next year. Tell them I'll be fine looking for them this year.
Yeah, I will tell him.
Yes, yes. So okay, so you went to a piano party, singing party. So you sing. What kind of music do you like to sing?
Hmm. I like to sing um music that makes me feel good. I like to sing, yeah, whatever like is in the vibe, you know. I'm a diehard Chapel Roan fan. I think people have seen that. I'm a diehard like I'm an OG Amy Winehouse fan. I love her. I was a musical theater major, so I love some old school musical theater, some good classic belting songs, which is a lot of fun. Yeah.
So to digress, are you a trained singer then? Because you said you went to school, so you were trained to sing, and then
I'm a
I
very much a train. I know
have,
it's a little that like I've not done it MGA yet.
that's my next question because
I know.
well, you
Uh-huh.
never know. You never know. Um, ooh, so so let's dish about your love for America because we both have that in common. I know the viewers at home are also in love with the America system, but also I always like to remind if you're watching us right now, please hit that share button because the more people we bring in, the more we have people fall in love with the America system, just like America Praise and your girl Morgan does. But so what drew you to the pageantry part? I understand that you started with the charity. So what drew you to the pageantry world and more so the America system?
Yeah. So everything's full circle and like happens for a reason. I try to do this quickly too, but the very first time America Praise went out in drag with the WeHo cheerleaders, as I said earlier, it was to volunteer at this big uh fundraiser spoof beauty pageant called the Best in Drag Show. And that Best in Drag show, you can actually, if you have Wow Presents Plus, you can watch about it now. It's called The Best Little Pageant That Could. It's a really beautiful documentary highlighting the history of that pageant. But again, it was a drag pageant, it was a spoof pageant. And so in 2020, I'd gone and I'd seen that. That was like in 2012. And then I went back a few times to watch the pageant as like
Mhm.
just to sit and watch it. And then one of my friends, Thomas Franklin, participated in the pageant, and my husband was his dresser backstage. And like I went to watch that, and this was probably I think in like 2022, 2021, something like that. Um, and after watching that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna audition for this next year. I'm gonna audition and throw my name into it and try and do it. And I did. And so then in October of 2023, as America Praise, I competed in this competition, this charitable fundraiser competition, and I really loved it. I had a really great time. That pageant, I just want to highlight this as well. And again, all small world, like all coincidental. That pageant is supporting an organization called APLA Health, which
Okay.
APLA Health happens to now be my place of employment, which I'm very grateful for. So in 2023, I did this pageant. I was not employed by them at the time. I ended up getting employed by them a few months later, and I'm very grateful. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and LMFT supervisor at the organization, and they're incredibly supportive of America Praise as well. They have sponsored me multiple times at the national level, as well as have sponsored three preliminary pageants for me here in Los Angeles. So
Wow.
they're, yeah, I know, they're an incredible
Mm,
organization.
yeah.
Um, I'm so grateful to work for, and to also have the opportunity to allow my creative endeavors come to life. So long of the short of the story is I did this pageant. I thoroughly enjoyed doing that pageant.
Mhm.
Um, and I thought like, well, what do I want to do with America Praise? Because I had been doing this charity work and I actually stopped. I stopped WeHo Cheer in 2014 and really wasn't doing drag anymore. And I'd like maybe get dressed up once a year and kind of pop out, but I kind of stopped and wasn't doing it, but really brought her back to life in 2023 and was like, if I want to take this seriously, what can I do? And so I didn't know what I could do, to be honest. I didn't know the America system. I didn't
Mhm.
know any of the drag pageantry system.
Sure.
And a good old show called RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars happened to air that January of 2024, and Kennedy Davenport was on it, and I saw her talking about the pageantry world, and I was like, maybe that's something I could do. Maybe that's something I could look into and explore.
Mhm.
And so I started doing my research. And within my research, I found the America system, because I was looking like, okay, what can I find? And I found, at that time, um, Miss Gay California was a closed state. I discovered Tijuana Ross, discovered just like that system.
Mhm.
And then one of my friends, Sasha, who's one of my very good friends, she entered the Miss Gay California US of A newcomer pageant. And I was like, oh my God, this is another system. I don't know about this. Let me enter it. And I went and I watched it, and was like I'm really enjoying it. And I talked with the promoter there, who Crystal Jackson Hollywood was the promoter of that pageant. And was there and talking with her. And I was like, I really want to do a pageant. Like, oh, I did the Best in Drag show. Like, I think I'm really interested. And she looked at me and she was like, oh, I mean, she was like, these are real pageants. Like, these are real pageants. These aren't like bar pageants. These are like
Yeah.
real pageants. She
Yeah.
was like, I don't know, you might have to like consider like maybe looking into newcomer next year since you've never done something like that before. And then I was like, well, okay, like I'll take a look. And then I gave her my information and she looked at my Instagram, and then called me like 2 days later and was like, oh, you're way more professional than I thought you were. And I was like, oh, thank you. She was like, you really know what you're doing. And I was like, yeah, I do. I think I do. And tried to convince me to do regular US of A. And I just did not feel ready. The whole newcomer title throws people off.
Mhm.
And just did not feel ready. And then she goes, you should look at the America system. And I said, I have been. That's what I've been like looking at. So um I looked at the America system and I entered my first pageant for Miss Gay America, which was a city preliminary called Miss Gay City of Angels in September of 2024. And the rest is history from there.
And that's where you and I met for the first time in the audience in Little Rock, Arkansas, and got to chit chat with each
Oh,
other.
that
And
went that was America. We went all the way to Jan. Yeah, first I had to win my city prelim, which I did, and then I
Mhm.
had to win my state prelim, which I did, and then I went to Miss Gay America 2025, and had no idea what I was doing. Had 4 weeks to just prepare, but yeah, I really like to look back and feel proud of myself though, because I
Yeah.
think here it's May of 2026. 2 years ago at this time, I had no experience in any of the Miss Gay America system. I knew
Yeah.
not a clue about it. And 2 years later, I can sit here and say I now have 3 titles and 2 national awards. And I'm
Mhm.
very, very proud of that.
And honestly, and it's kind of like in a sense for everyone listening as well as to yourself too. The world is your oyster, especially when it comes to the America system, and that there's so many
Yeah.
opportunities that it gives you, and there's so many different avenues to go down. And the other thing that I love about it is that kind of gives the America system gives you a space to be yourself and to flourish. And when you allow yourself to be yourself, which you have, what I'm getting to is which you have from the moment I met you, at least. So yeah, I'm assuming
Thank
before then that it can take you very far, which it has, and it will.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that everybody's looking forward to continue to seeing your journey as you continue forward. So yeah, You're wonderful, and I can't wait to hear you sing one day. Maybe we'll get you sing live. Who knows? On this live feed right now. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Right.
So you have your preliminary coming up, your step down,
I
and
do.
that is
Yes. Have
in
my Miss Gay.
yeah. Is there are you and you're doing an opening number and all that fabulousness?
Um, not as a group. No, we're not
But you
doing a group presentation number.
got it. Is there at
No.
least is there a theme or is there anything? Because I know
So
things
there's
are
a
different
subtle.
this year.
So Miss Gayson City last year didn't do a presentation number at
Mhm.
all. Um, and I was on board with that because presentation isn't really happening at Miss I mean it's not judged, and we I'm of the mindset that you know people want to go in and out. Like, people have short attention spans, and so some of these 6-hour pageants just like
Sure.
aren't really working for the audience members or the contestants. And so if we can make it move as fast and smooth as possible at the preliminary level, um then I'm all for that. I'm all for that, just because I want everybody to have an enjoyable time, and like it
Mhm.
starts to like get tiring. Like, it gets late into the night, like, and it can get hard. And so that's my goal, and to make it as like easy for the contestants as possible.
I
I
love that.
really like it when I shared with you prior. I take my step down. I take my preliminary reign very seriously, and I think that that's a big thing. I take it as seriously as at national level. And as for Miss Gayson City, I live in Los Angeles, but I travel to Palm Springs, to Las Vegas, to Sacramento, San Francisco area, and really like within the region to help promote this pageant and get its name out there, because it is a regional preliminary. Um, and do what I can to increase the numbers from the prior year, which I'm very happy to report that
Yeah.
I have. So
So let's get into a little
uh,
bit of because you do make yourself present, and like I said, on social media, because you do like to use your voice for all the good reasons, whether it be the charity or raising the bar for the America system or just getting the word out for anything. But I have to ask you, your new reels that I've been seeing about what your new outfits are. What's your inspo for that? Like, where,
my husband gets all the credit for that. I'll tell you that. My husband gets all the credit for it, 100%. It was kind of like one of those random like videos that we uploaded. I happened to we were in Palm Springs, which is one of my favorite places on earth. Just drop
Mhm.
that little note there. Um, and I love to go thrifting in Palm Springs. It's a great place to find amazing stuff. And I found this really beautiful green dress for like 17 bucks, and this great necklace and these great boots, like all for very, very affordable prices. And I had like put them on,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, let's make a video of me showing my this outfit on. And I put the video on, and he started recording, and he just randomly said, "Did you get a new outfit today?" And I said, "I did get a new outfit." Oh, and I talked about the dress and the necklace and the shoes, and uploaded that to TikTok, and it was one of my like it just kind of took off, and I was like, people like these videos. We have to make more of them.
And
So
you've
yeah,
made a few, quite a few, yeah.
quite a few. Yeah, I think I've over 100,000 views on one of the videos. It's kind of funny.
You better. You better. I'll send you a couple ones that say Morgan, Morgan, Morgan on it, and you have to wear it, and then we'll just get it all
I
out there.
will.
Or
I would.
better yet,
I would.
let's get to
Yeah, I would do
okay.
that. I would love that.
I would
Yeah.
adore that. Um, so I know that I knew that we were going to chit chat. I know we had a little technical difficulty at first, which is fine. And I knew that I was going to maybe spill over a little bit with you, Henry, because I love talking to you and I just love your authentic self. And so thank you so much for joining today. But is there anything else that you would like to talk about that maybe people don't know about you and you just want to get out to the world? Or do you think we've covered Miss America Praise?
Um, I can name all of the presidents of the United States in about 60 seconds.
Is that because of the song, or you just can do it?
I knew it by the song. Yeah, you learned the song when you were little too.
Yeah, that just shows my
Yeah.
age.
So there you go. So song. I had to learn it, and then so I just memorized all of them. And I just think
That's
that's a funny little thing to say. That also with my name, America Price.
I love it. Fierce. I love that. So so before we do the wrap up of this fabulous podcast today, is there anything that you want to say to your contestants that may be watching right now before they compete in the upcoming days?
Oh yeah, everybody competing. Just be yourself. Go have fun. Go and I mean, I'll say that I am planning to compete this year. I'm happy to say that. Um, and I'm really, for the first time, going into it with a very different mindset. I'll say Alyssa Liu, Olympic gold medal winning performance in figure skating was very inspiring for me. If you don't know who she is and haven't read about her mental health journey, I highly suggest doing it. It just really gives a different approach and a different vibe when you're in a competitive world.
Yeah.
And pageants are a competitive world. And she was in a competitive world, and my goal is to really go into it with that ear of I just want to showcase my art. I want to showcase what I do well. I want to showcase people that I love. I want to leave others feeling touched, moved, and inspired, and just put myself out there on a stage in a raw, authentic way that is just me having so much fun doing what I do best and not doing what I think the judges are going to think I do best or doing what I think other people have told me what I do best and
Yeah.
just kind of really being me.
That's amazing. And as should your contestants too. I live and I love that. And I know it's going to spin off maybe a little bit of what you just said, but in true Morgan fashion, I always like my guests on the show to bid adieu with me. But before we do that, I always like them to tell us your meaning of excellence, because meaning of excellence is different for everyone. And I always get intrigued. And then you've been on my podcast before. So when I look back, I'm curious to see if it's changed. So would you mind sharing with the people at home what your meaning of excellence is?
Sure. Yes. Well, I have hypothymesia, so I remember what I said on your podcast last year. Very
Okay.
much. I I do. I remember aspects of it. In terms of excellence, meaning like consistency was a big thing that I said, but it has changed because excellence is something that's ever growing and changing, and I
Mhm.
think excellence is making people feel something wonderful and unforgettable long after the moment is over. You know,
Mhm. I
I
love
think
that.
about yeah, I think excellence is making people feel something wonderful and unforgettable long after the moment is over. And I mean that. I think about Tracy, do you like my backup dancers? We're gonna remember that for MGA for
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
I still think about you, Morgan, and when your big top 10 and your big nurse like flag came up on it was just I have goosebumps thinking like,
Oh, thank you.
so it was very memorable. I think about Divinity's performance. Oh my God, when I first heard her open her mouth and God came out. I think about Barbara's like bet number this year. Like these were so memorable. And I mean I could go on and on
Sure.
about many contestants. So anybody watching, if I haven't mentioned you, I guarantee I could remember something that you did because being there alone is already a symbol of excellence. And we bring a lot of that to the stage. And I think
Yeah,
that is what makes America so excellent.
yeah. And, as well as America Praise, so excellent as well. Um, you know, so, and I also have to say, and we're gonna just bid adieu to everyone, but I just have to say that I know that everyone also loves and adores you and everything that you put out and the energy that you put out for the system, for our community, and et cetera, and the more that you do. So thank you again so much. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, including in between your meetings, to spend time with your gal, Morgan, for her
Sure.
Dream Come True podcast to be the anchor of excellence for the America system as well as our community too. So without further ado, I want you to not just leave me, but say goodbye to the viewers at home, and then we'll end the show. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, on
Bye,
the count of
viewers
three.
at home.
All right, bye everybody. I love you so much. Thank you so much, babe.
TikTok and all my streaming